My dear people of the United Kingdoms of Tikar, Bamenda Highlands, I greet you all. President Paul Biya's daughter, Brenda Biya, calls on Cameroonians not to vote for the father. What is going on?
Vous n'avez aucune idée de tout le mal qu'ils m'ont fait. Tout le mal que ces gens m'ont fait et continuent à me faire. Donc pour la campagne, vous voulez vraiment savoir qui je vais voter. Je ne voterai pas Paul Biya.
Brenda Biya went on a TikTok live and urged Cameroonians not to vote for the father. What is going on? Is she trying to be famous? And for the skeptics, has she been paid maybe by the Amazonians or maybe by one of the presidential candidates to say what she just said? Maybe. We have to understand the times we are living in. Everyone is frustrated and hungry for change. We are going to explore some more, but that statement came as a shock wave across the nation. What we should understand is this country is not led by Paul Biya alone. There is a web behind his leadership that will be affected immensely if Paul Biya steps down. They are threatened. Their positions are at stake. What will happen to my source of income if Paul Biya steps down? They are not worried about you. They are not worried about your family. They are not worried about your children. They are not worried about your future. They are worried about their stomach, about their position. We are going to explore more. This is Cameroon. This is post-colonial Cameroon. Let's keep listening. Some people thought, they will kill her because she said what she just said. And so they were putting out publications saying President Paul Biya's daughter, Brenda Biya, has been taken out. But she came out to debunk that statement. Let's take a listen.
Yeah. Cameroonian media, I beg, check your facts before you post them. Otherwise, it's not news. I'm still alive. I'm still alive. I'm still alive for now.
So she just confirmed that she is still alive, because we come from a culture where anyone who speaks the truth gets killed, silenced, or jailed. If the government doesn't do that, we will find a way to do that. We don't want the people to speak truth to us. We don't want that, right? So Brenda Biya is still alive, and so she confirmed. This is the wind of change across Africa, but this energy must be directed. If not, we will make the same mistakes just like what our predecessors did. And I want to caution us on that. We need to direct this change so that it lasts for a very long time. Fair? This is my prediction about the future of this country. What Cameroon will become in the next 10, 20, or 30 years if care is not taken. But before I give that prediction, let's listen to what Ngongo has to say about his president, his candidate for this presidential election. Let's take a listen.
When I told the president that the youth will pay his caution for the candidature, he was so delighted. Be assured that he will never let you down. He believes in you. and he counts on you.
When you hear a statement like that, I'm becoming a little bit confused. And the question I will ask is, the youths in their rational mind acquiesce to a 92-year-old who has been in power for 42 years, can't even speak for himself, haven't gone out to make one speech about his candidacy. The youth, I mean, you guys should upgrade these games. It's too archaic and outdated in the 21st century, in a social media dispensation. I mean, my people, this is my prediction. If care is not taken, we should understand where we are, right? This is a post-colonial nation, a bilingual nation, speaks English and French. In the next 10, 20, or 30 years, this is what will happen to Cameroon if care is not taken. If we follow through with this election, this is my prediction. President Biya will win, of which he does all the time. A member from his cabinet, remember, all these individuals, their jobs are at stake. So one member from his cabinet will replace him. When that happens, remember, that is what happened with Aidjo. That is the system in this country. No presidential candidate has ever been elected. Aidjo was sick, Biya take over, and we still have him around till date. A member from his cabinet will take over, and he's going to tell you guys, there are a lot of problems in this country. A lot of problems. The Anglophone crisis, they use that as a clickbait for this election. Oh, we have the Anglophone crisis. Oh, we have the Far North crisis. There are a lot of issues. The situation we are going through in this country is probably going to get worse under that new leadership. He's going to rule with iron fist. You know, President Biya is a little bit too old, so he's not that active. The next individual coming up is going to rule with a tough iron fist. Then on the other side, Issa Chiruma Bakari might win. And if he wins, you know, a lot happened to Aidjo. And you know, these people have been a very brutal people for a very long time. All the promises of releasing prisoners of war, political prisoners, none of that will happen. And you all are going to hear the same story. Be patient. President Biya left a lot of problems that we have to fix. Don't you see? What we are going through right now is going to be worse under the next president. It's going to be worse. So get ready for it. Let's keep listening. I have a way forward for the Tikar people. So pay attention to this video and make sure you watch through to the end. I want you to listen to the former president of South Africa. They sent a delegation through the African Union to Cameroon to look into the Anglophone crisis. We are going to hear from his mouth what happened exactly, so you know how Cameroon is structured and what goes on when people visit Cameroon to help you, Cameroonians. Let's take a listen.
Of the African Union to say to them, but colleagues, what are you doing about this conflict in Cameroon? So one of the commissioners then tells me that we discussed the matter as a commission and decided that one of us should visit Cameroon to engage the president and everybody to see that what can we do as a union. And she said to me that, and indeed our colleague went. And I was sitting here in Addis Ababa watching the news. And in the news, it showed my colleague arriving in Yaoundé and walked down a red carpet. And she says, you know, President, when I saw my colleague walking down that red carpet, I knew that the mission had failed. So I say, no, this is very bizarre.
He said, when the colleague was walking down that red carpet in Yaoundé, he knew the mission had. But this is not new, right? We're going to throw a big party and do what we have to do.
A puzzling statement to make. He says, it's because the way they arranged that reception was to drive the notion into the head of my colleague that you are a very important person. So you are received with great grandeur. So in the end, it's the visit itself which becomes the objective, not its outcome. So I knew that my colleague would be so happy that he was received so well, and the red carpet and the champagne, this and that and the other. The mission would die. It's a crude reflection of the death of the Pan-Africanist objective. You can't sit there as a full-time functionary of the African Union and you go there to solve a very serious conflict among the Cameroonian people, but you don't carry it out because all that happened, that satisfies you, is that I was given all the necessary protocol and the due and so on. So now I'm a big person.
Did you hear that? And those from the Tikar land that are hoping to be part of so-called Pan-Africanism. This organization is not competent to pay a visit to Cameroon and carry out a simple mission. The seafood get confused and leave without even stepping foot to the northwest or the southwest. Slavery and slave trade, colonialism has reduced black people to the color of their skin. All the great empires that we established in antiquity, based on our unique strengths, culture, and history, has been erased and reduced to the color of our skin. You get it? Those from the Tikar land, I've explained extensively about our migration, just so we find ourselves. Cameroon, that name means crayfish. Rivers of prawns. That name was given by the Portuguese. And in the Portuguese language, Cameroon means crayfish. They came there around the River Uri, saw sharks, fish, crabs. There are many things inside of River Uri. But somehow, all they saw was crayfish to name you after. Names have power. And now we have it on our birth certificate, on your passport, on your national ID, on every official document that you are crayfish. And crayfish comes from the family of crabs and lobsters. Very fragile, right? That is the biological nature of a crayfish. They call you crayfish. Say we are Cameroonians, we are crayfish. Till today we go along with it. We want to hold everybody to be in this box created by colonial masters. You know, we are descendants of warriors, Tikar people. We migrated from Sudan. What is called Sudan today used to be Nubia. So we migrated from North Sudan, south of Egypt. Very few African nations, sub-Sahara African nations, can brag of coming down from a descendant of black pharaohs. We are coming down from an ancestry that ruled Egypt. Our ancestors ruled Egypt. Do you hear that? You know why you're frustrated as Bamenda man, as Northwest man? Because you have too much inside of you to be caged in a box, in a crayfish called Cameroon. How do we know this? We have benchmarked the culture of the Northwest and the West region. And it is 100% accurate with the Nubian culture. Everything is accurate. Our kinship structure. We have the fonts in the Northwest. Just us have that around that area. Fonts. We don't have chiefs. We have fonts. And it's accurate with the culture over in Nubia. I say we ruled Egypt. Do you understand that? This is the DNA in you. Today, what binds you is linguistics, which is sad. Ancestry is determined through DNA, your genetic code. That is your lineage. You are not crayfish. For instance, the leopard skin is synonymous with that culture as well. We don't have that across Cameroon. There are no groups that have that. Just us and Bamileke people. We are brothers. Mcharien, they know. Nto, they know these things. Palace. Linguistics is not a determinant of your DNA. During the Roman Empire, the Germans never forgot their identity. So they broke away and created Germany. The British never forgot their identity. The English, the Brits, they never forgot their identity. The French never forgot their identity. I'm glad we still have symbols, traditional dances, culture that can distinguish us from everyone else. At least we have this. When colonialism failed, slavery failed in Rome, they broke away and built the nations that we see in Europe today. They were all in slavery. Don't be reduced to the color of your skin. This is what is happening with black people around the world. Slavery, slave trade, colonialism has reduced black people to the color of their skin. As a few countries or black people can brag of coming down from a descendant of people who ruled Egypt. The metaphor that we have, Queen Mother, is synonymous with the Nubian culture. It's accurate. We don't have that in any other part of Cameroon, just in the Northwest and the West region. Anglophone is coming from Britain, colonial master. Francophone is coming from France, colonial masters. The phone. Now you are Pan-Africa. If all black people come together, they will find salvation. No, maintain your uniqueness. You are different. the Jewish people, the Israelites, were in Egypt for 400 years. We were there as well. The Nubians, remember I've told you guys that the Nubians were there as slaves. They ended up ruling Egypt. That is where you come from, Tikar people. That is why they don't understand you in this country. Benjamin Franklin was a very wealthy man in Britain. He used to hang around the aristocrats. He left all that and returned to America to help his people find freedom. Switched sides. All those who are claiming they are black legs, Brenda, Biya is probably crazy as well, right? And I said this, Bamenda people, we are always ahead of our time. Whatever I'm saying here, it would take most people around this country 50 years to understand. Not that they were adopted, to understand what I'm saying. Even though I repeat myself often, it would take some 50 years to understand. And then just think of how long it would take them to take action. So 50 years of your life will be gone. God will never bless you in Cameroon. God will never bless you yoking with the Southwest. This is the sacred stool, and I show you this all the time for a purpose. Our ancestors carried this sacred stool. This is where kings sit on to rule and lead the people. And this is synonymous with the Nubian culture in antiquity. We brought this sacred stool so we never forget who we are. We have Country Sunday. We brought that. Where do you think that came from? We have Country Sunday. I'm not talking about the Ghost Town Monday, but Country Sunday. When the Roman Empire failed, the German people found themselves. This is post-colonial Africa. Find yourselves. Northwest is 17,300 square kilometers of land, and we can build a thriving nation, a modern Singapore, turn our lakes into beaches, build a thriving economy. Benjamin Franklin left the wealth of Europe, the influence of Europe, the influential circles in Europe, and returned to America to help his people find freedom. Thomas Paine did the same. George Washington did the same. Whatever you are holding is crumbs. The GDP of America at that time in the 1700s was 30% of the GDP of Britain. Do you hear that? They left it and returned to America. Today, America is approximately $29 trillion GDP. Britain is approximately 3.38. Approximately 1/10 of what America is worth today. Why? Because these people, intellectuals, switched sides, left what you thought was wealth at that time, and returned to work, build a country that today we travel to and feed our families back home. Whatever you think you have in the Southwest, in Douala, in Yaoundé, in America, in Germany, in Britain, name it. This is time for black people. Look at yourself in the mirror. We have more than enough in the Northwest. Untapped natural resources in the Northwest. Food in the Northwest. We have everything. I'm going to let a Francophone brother say from his mouth what he saw when he visited Bamenda. We are going to listen to this brother. There is a caption. We got this video from an online blogger, very influential figure. She covers a lot of stuff about Cameroon as well. So we're gonna listen to this brother. There is a caption there, so it explains everything. right? Even our God, Nwe, is the invincible God. There was no neighboring civilization with the idea of one God. Some of them worshipped the birds, some of them worshipped rivers, till date. That is why, in spite of the pain we are going through, our kingdoms are still intact. We are still resilient. But now we live in tribes, and it's easy to destroy people when they are stuck with tribes. We can't defend the entire Northwest, we can only defend our village. So if they capture your neighbors, it is easy to get to you. Our ancestors did this during slave raids, and we ended up being colonized. We were a civilization, and I'm sure this is what the people of Germany echoed throughout their communities to let their people know, now that the Roman Empire has failed, this is who we are. Claim your identity. I'm sure this is what the people of Britain at that time, when the Roman Empire was fading away, echoed the message across the British community that this, we are Brits, this is who we are. The Saxons, this is who we are. The same with the French, the same with the Greeks. All of these individuals were slaves colonized by the Roman Empire. When it failed, they said, this is who we are. If we don't, this is the fate. And the next leader that might show up, oh my God, crayfish, that's the name, Tikar. We are people of the stool. All the palaces in the Northwest know this. The stool and the leopard skin. Being born on a leopard skin, we know what that means. The chief, as the lion, the leader, the ruler of the people, the intermediary between God and the people. The quiphon, we know that. The mouthful, we know that. These are all cultures that we brought with us, that makes us feared and resilient in this part of the world. This is all synonymous with the Nubian culture in antiquity. North Sudan, south of Egypt. We are descendants of black pharaohs that ruled Egypt. The idea of the one and supreme God, we came with that. We. Some say see, the same thing. Linguistics is not a determinant of your lineage. DNA, your genetic code is embedded in DNA. That is why a brother who was a descendant of slaves captured in the 16th century in Bambongo did his DNA. He speaks the American phone, Anglophone, but he is from Tikar. Brought his family to the Northwest to reconnect. And this culture of just let it go, let's just fuse, your ancestors will punish you for generations until you get your act together. And they are waking me up to wake us up. It's that simple. Stay away from greed. Do not desire the wealth of the people that have hurt your ancestors for generations. Leave the Southwest alone. That is where your ancestors bled. Their blood and their spirit still hovers over that land. And they want to find rest. And they can only find rest when you know who you are. Return to build a place that they can be proud of the continuation of this lineage. Because that is the only thing. That is what happened with Jewish. Even the Irish people, when they were colonized treated harshly, they didn't end up using the color of their skin to be what defines them. The Jews never used the color of their skin. 400 years in Egypt. The Holocaust happened. They never used that to define them. The Indians, after the British left, never used the color of their skin as brown people to define them. They became Indians, restored their culture, took over who they are. The Armenians, the same thing. I'm calling on the Tikar people. Break away from this color of the skin trap. This black man cannot put a team together to come down to Cameroon to see what is happening with you. You've had the UN even in the suburbs. These black people cannot put a team together. And black people sold your people. Conspired with white people and sold your people. Split the profit and build the CDC. And you desire their wealth. Greed, food, ground cargo. Let's listen to what this brother has to say. He explains exactly what he saw when he visited Bamenda. You realize throughout his presentation that he dedicated just a couple of seconds for the Southwest. But there is a spirit in him when he stepped foot in Bamenda. I'm sharing with you guys, our ancestors are awake. Our ancestors are awake. You are descendants of black pharaohs who ruled Egypt. And few countries in Africa can brag of coming down from a descendant of those who ruled Egypt. If they do your DNA today, you trace back to that place in Nubia, North Sudan, south of Egypt. Because of political violence and Islamic slave rate, we started migrating. At that time, the Nubian Empire was collapsing. That is our people's journey. See how when you understand your story, you never get lost. Came down, settled in Bam, some in Adamawa, migrated to the Bamenda Highlands. Establish a civilization. Nchariyen moved over and found Bamu. Build a civilization. We did in iron. We brought the iron work, and that is another classic example that we came from Nubia. Because iron work. We built pyramids in Sudan. Pyramids. The name of the place at that time was not called Sudan. We built pyramids. That is why today, even with little government support, see what you are doing in Bamenda. You think this is just something of rest? No, it's in your DNA. We came down there with ironwork. We did in ironwork. It's out of jealousy. Jealousy. These neighbors conspired with white people and sold us. When the Germans came in 1889, because that's when we saw the first white man, some people were saying, oh, the Bali Yonga were the ones that conspired with Germans to sell us as slaves. Hell no. Hell no. Please, we know of the role the Bali people played. But I want to let you know, Bali settled in the northwest around the 1700s. Do you understand that? We know the history. Bali, they used to be called Chamba people. Chamba people. They were great warriors, very hardworking people. We We have many Balis. Bali Nyonga, Bali Gashu, Bali Gam. We have Bali Kumbat, right? There are many Balis. Bali Bawok. That comes from the west. Bali Bawok comes from the west. But we know about Bali's settlement and their later involvement in slave trade. But before the Bali people settled in the highlands in northwest, who was the one raiding our people? Because they came and joined what was going on already. You get it? So we are not naive about this history. We know it well. And the Bali people have evolved over time. And they are hardworking people. And we have learned how to solve internal conflicts. We will solve any problem that exists among us. They are part of us now. Because why? They've respected our culture. The Bali people have adopted every culture of the Northwest. And we will welcome more people. We have the Fulanis in Cambe, Womb, and other areas. They came there around the late 18th centuries, early 19th centuries. We know our history. And they are gradually fusing into the culture. And we welcome them. So you can't blame Bali people for slavery and slave trade. More than 200,000 of our people, the West region and Northwest, was captured by coastal people, Southwest people, and sold as slaves. Douala people. Today we have been under this torment from the Yaoundé. I said, what Yaoundé or Biya has done for you is a fraction of what these coastal neighbors did to us and the Northeast. That is why you are going towards Issa Churuma. I'm just looking at you. I'm like, you don't know what you're doing. Imagine the Israelites wanted to stay in Egypt and gave all the excuses that you're giving to be in Southwest Douala. What do you think would have happened to them? What do you think? I'm asking you. Today you are glad to say I'm a Christian. I'm reading the Bible. No, it's because of obedience. Because those people obeyed. They didn't have opinion. Everyone who had an opinion remained in Egypt, got captured, right? That they disappeared over time. But those who obeyed were preserved. And that is exactly what is going on. So I say, let me lay the foundation so you understand who you are. Even our drums have symbols. Powerful than any other in this place called Cameroon. We are not streams. It was only until 1970 that the Indomitable Lion or the soccer team in Cameroon picked up the Indomitable Lion. We have been that. Our symbol has been the lion. They adopted that for the Indomitable Lions in the 1970s. When the Germans came over, they saw it everywhere in every palace. The lion, the leopard skin, the stool, the quickthorns, mouthful, the fawn. They saw this. We brought this from Nubia, North Sudan, south of Egypt. Blacksmiths, Ngemba, Abakwa people. Colonial business is over. It has failed. There is no leader that will emerge that is competent to lead a post-colonial Cameroon that is a bilingual country. You don't have what it takes to lead even a Bamenda man. You don't. And you know why you're frustrated, Bamenda people? You're frustrated more than everybody. You guys just tag along with Southwest. You know they are not that frustrated like you. You know why? Because the spirit is not there. You can't force it. The only people that can be a little bit into this, some Northwesterners that went over to Southwest. And when they go over there, oh my God, they get fused into that system and they start speaking. You don't even understand them anymore. They are lost. And we have to keep urging them so that they can get back to their senses. That is the reality. But this is who we are. So from your country Sunday, the sacred stool, the leopard skin, the lion, the libations, marfo, quickthorn. We brought this with us. They are not just celebrations. They are not just, this is an integral part of us. The God we used to worship was Amun. Today, we are calling it Nwe, but it's the same thing. Invincible God. It was Amun-Ra. That is the God we worshipped in Nubia, North Sudan, south of Egypt. Today, we call it Nwe. Some say Si is the invincible God. We brought that to that area. Most people in that area were polytheistic. We were monotheistic. We believed in one God. And that is why we respect our phones the way we do. Most of the chiefs in every other part of Cameroon, they are just ceremonial. They interact with the people and just, we don't do that. You think these are just, where did this tradition come from? From the sky? Ask yourself the question, where do you think it come from? From leadership in Egypt and Nubia. We've benchmarked everything. It's so accurate. Our celebration sacrifices everything. This is how you benchmark reality. Oh, parents have been transferring this story from one generation to another. Oh, we migrated from northern Sudan. How do we know? Now we know. As this nation is failing, if we don't unite and break away and say colonial game is over, everybody go back to who they were. That is what Rome did. Say we want to find a new president in a crayfish. We are Tikar, leaders. We build empires. We build kingdoms. I want to awaken the giant in you so you understand who you are. Joking with people that every time they will let you down and they destroyed everything you built. Today you speak like them, think like them, talk like them, feel like them. Your history is archaic to you and the colonial history seems believable. Wake up, Tikar people. Let's listen to this brother.
Tu laisses savoir facilement ou tu crois aux choses facilement. Et c'est ça exactement le terme qui définit les anglophones, nos frères anglophones. Nos frères anglophones, ce sont des gens très loyaux. Ce sont des gens qui croient qu'ils savent, ils ne comprennent pas comment nous les francophones se comportent. Ils ne comprennent pas comment nous les francophones, quand tu as un problème avec ton frère, tu lui dis directement, mouffe ta maman. C'est ici qu'ils apprennent ça, ils ne connaissaient pas ça. Le mot qui est dans leur bouche, c'est toujours I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. Moi, encore des gens qu'on va bosser dire, mais qui ont été victimes dans ce pays aussi. Ils ont été très victimes. Victimes de nous, victimes du régime. Avant-le, nous du côté francophone, on a toujours marginalisé les anglophones. On a abusé d'eux. Ce sont aussi des gens qui aiment des êtres humains, loyaux, sincères, aimants. Laissons le côté Skama comme chez nous, chez les Bamoula. Ouais, parce qu'ils sont forts dans le Skama, ce sont nos frères. Mais ce sont des gens qui ont été de très grosses victimes. Il y a parfois, avant la guerre, moi j'étais à Bamenda, j'étais à Bambili. Mais ils avaient tout. Ils avaient tout. C'est pas ce qu'on vous dit là. À Bamenda, il y avait les paumes. Il y avait la nourriture en cascade. Vous dites que la nourriture sort de l'ouest. La nourriture qui sort à Bamenda, qui sortait à Bamenda, c'était le haut niveau. Vous dites que l'ouest que vous savez cultiver, non.
You hear what he said? There is food in Bamenda. Bamenda, they have convinced you that you're nothing. You're a slave in this country. Even those from the southwest tell you that without them you're nothing. You believed it. Come no go. Ngafi. That Bamenda people. And you still live among them. Oh, now few. Not everybody is saying it. It's just few southwest people are saying it. Oh, not all white people sold us as slaves. Few, right? But you say, oh, white people are bad. You do that. You say that today. Oh, it's just some few southwest people. Not all. No. But you have CDC today. Let that brother tell you. He saw food in Bamenda. He saw food in Bambili. There is food in Womb, food in Dop, food in Cambe. There is food in Batibu.
Ce qui sortait dans le... Moi, je parle principalement de Bamenda. La nourriture qui sortait là-bas, c'était du jardin, c'était moins cher. La tomate, le macabo, les pommes de terre, il y avait tout. Il y avait tout. Je vous dis, il y avait tout. Il n'avait rien à envier. J'étais là.
Let me tell you something. If the Europeans exploited Northwest like they did with Southwest, we would have had everything imaginable to be successful by now. But those things are there. We will do the exploitation. Thank God they did not explore our land. But there are hints of what we have here. Gold that we have here. Wealth that we have here. Our ancestors were not blind to choose Bamenda Highlands while migrating. If you think they are that stupid, throw their tradition away and go with the colonial master's language. If English is a determinant of your destiny, then throw away their tradition. We can use the language, but let everything be rooted in our tradition and who we are. That is the only way you as a Bamenda man will find blessing, whether home or abroad. Your life will be miserable no matter where you go to. This is a clarion call.
Là-bas, ils vivaient en communauté. C'est-à-dire, les anglophones. Moi, je parle des anglophones que j'ai connus avant la guerre. J'hésite de dire le mot, c'est comme si ce serait un peu exagéré. Mais nous devons un gros pardon. Ouais, nous devons un gros pardon à la communauté anglophone. Nous, les jeunes Camerounais qui voulons un peu la paix, qui voulons un peu que le pardon s'installe au Cameroun, parce qu'il n'y a que le pardon qui peut un peu réunir des gens. Il n'y a que le pardon qui peut nous réunir. C'est-à-dire qu'il fallait qu'on demande pardon. Et moi, je dis pardon aux anglophones. À toute la communauté anglophone, moi, je demande pardon. Parce qu'avant la guerre, ces gens n'avaient rien à nous envier. Ils n'avaient rien à...
I say this because you can fight the wrong war, right? The wrong war and lose. If you think this is the first, no. Many people have fought the wrong war, lost, even with sophisticated weapons. America tried with Vietnam, lost. France tried with Vietnam, lost. They had all the weapons. Vietnam had just guerrilla fighters here the war. When you have the right cause, you win. Your ancestors are not in this. That name, Ambazonia, this cause, Anglophone, is a wrong cause. We are 24 times the size of Singapore. 17,300 square kilometers of land. 24 times. Northwest, 24 times the size of Singapore. Living in tribes has been the cause of our greatest downfall, because we don't know how to unite as one to fight the bigger enemy, we end up in tribes, get destroyed. The same pattern our ancestors used. That is what we are still using today. We have to unite and Northwest be bigger than your tribe. For the education system, we will fast track it. You will take 2 years based on your age and have GCE, ordinary level. 2 years, you have the first school leading certificate. 2 years, you have the GCE ordinary level. 1 year, you have advanced level. How many years is that? 5. 5 years. Within 5 years, you can get your GCE advanced level and you go to college. Our education system will be AI powered. And you will learn real things that can help you in the real world. Practical education that can help you earn money in the real world. Not this fake theoretical education that we have in Cameroon. Colonial education. I say it will take them 50 years to get it, what I'm sharing here. 50. So go try to convince them and see how long it will take you. They are trying to make sense of how can we come again together to continue this. I've told you, the next president is going to be worse than Paul Biya. He's going to be worse than Paul Biya. And he will outline all the mistakes that Paul Biya made and how long it will take him to fix all those problems. And tell you to be patient. If you say a word and you become a nuisance and they are incompetent and can't lead, they will arrest you, lock you up. The cycle continues until you get tired and then say, oh, this brother is saying something. Let's move away. But if we unite now, before they get into that mess, we are out. Can't deal with this. Colonial game is over. Douala, Southwest, and Kribi, those are Cameroonians. We are not. It is over. When the colonial business, we go away. We were here for Germany so that he can put us together and extract raw materials easily here. Now it has continued through France. But now it's our own people. I see black people every day oppressing black people, not France. I see black people every day subjugating black people, not France. Colonial business is over. Go away. Leave our land. We don't want you coming over. Diongute, no. We don't want you in Bamenda. No, bye. We are done. The Northwest, Southwest, Anglophone business was Britain. Britain is gone. Go away. Britain is gone. That is why you take the documents, you go over to they say our business in that place is over. Find your way. You come here, black people try to hold one another. That we should remain in this crayfish. We are all crayfish. We are Tikar. We are rulers. We come from descendants of black pharaohs that ruled Egypt. We cannot rest in mediocrity. Our ancestors will not allow us be here.
À Yaoundé, Douala, tout ça, ils n'avaient rien à envier parce qu'ils avaient tout chez eux. Les hôpitaux, tout. Mais ils souffraient du même problème. C'est comme si on les considérait comme, il faut se dire la vérité, c'est comme si on les considérait comme des étrangers au Cameroun. Je vais vous donner un petit détail. Lorsque vous entrez dans un bureau où il y a un anglophone, si c'est un anglophone, il fait l'effort de vous parler en français. Vous comprenez un peu? Il fait l'effort de vous parler en français. Mais en 2017, en 2010, non, c'est pas en 2017, mais c'était déjà 2000 quelque chose. Lorsqu'un anglophone entre dans un bureau francophone, on l'oblige à parler français. Parce que la plupart de ces gens...
This is what we have been going through. Even in Bamenda, we wake up every day, we are forced to speak in French when you visit the police station, when you go to courts, when you go to government offices. That indicates it has gotten worse. Even the colonial language that you've managed to master, English, You can't express yourself in that language. You are forced to communicate in another colonial language. Where are we going to? And they call it assimilation. And they try to make sense of it. Where are we? What are we doing to ourselves over time? These are Tikar people. Now we speak English. Okay, let's even take this and reclaim our sovereignty as Tikar people. We never signed no treaty with white man, Southwest, Douala, Kribi did. Right? No treaty. They signed treaties with the Portuguese and all that. We didn't. Leave us alone. We manage. Okay, we can even use, at least we had something out of the colonialism that can unite us to speak a common language, because we broke apart because of slavery. Adopted the Bantuan or the Bantoid language. That is what we adopted, because we are not Bantu. Some people don't know this. We are not Bantu people. Sawes and most of those other people, they come from the Congo Basin, so they are Bantu. We are not Bantu people. You see this energy in you, is this Bantu? It's not Bantu. Do you get it? We are not Bantu people. We adopted a Bantoid language, and that's what happened over time. When you migrate, even in America here, when you live here for some time, there's a high chance your accent will change, whether you like it or not. As you interact with other communities, it will change. But that doesn't substitute my DNA in my lineage, in my ancestry. My genetic code cannot be changed through linguistics. Do you understand that? Again, let me repeat it. I say your genetic code cannot be changed through linguistics, through language. So you adopted language from around there, and because the language we came with, that's not the language we spoke. We adopted language from the environment where we migrated to. That gave birth to all the different languages we speak around. But we are Tikar people. And no matter the tribe you come from in the Northwest, you are Tikar. Now in Yaoundé, Douala, you are forced to speak the language. You must communicate in this language. Further subjugation, erasure of your culture, erasure of your identity. Let this not be our story. Let this not be our story. That we ended up as an Anglophone zone, or we ended up as Francophones. Let this not be our story. Because that is further slavery. That is slavery. Now we'll be black people enslaving other black. They did it. It's not the first time. Gone through it already. Never again. We still have people, descendants of slaves, walking in the Southwest today. Today, they know it. If you serve a Southwest man well in those days, they were like, okay, don't seize this Bamenda man's land. At least he has served and shown good conduct. Leave his land. Because sometimes you walk and they take everything away from you. You don't even end up anything. Even when slavery and slavery was abolished. And they will say, okay, just leave the land for this Bamenda man when he has served faithfully. That is what our people went through. Their descendants are still there today.
Ils sont dans des postes là, ils ne connaissent pas parler l'anglais, ils ne sont pas bilingues. J'ai vu devant moi, comme ça, là un anglophone est venu avec les papiers d'identité, elle voulait faire cette fille, elle voulait faire les papiers d'identité à Douala. Elle s'est exprimée en anglais, elle ne comprenait pas, elle ne parlait pas français, elle s'est exprimée en anglais. Il n'y avait personne dans ce bureau qui parlait l'anglais. On a demandé d'aller chercher quelqu'un qui va venir traduire ce qu'elle dit. On a toujours dit que le pays était bilingue. Les anglophones ont été victimes. Ils ont été victimes. C'est pas pour le mieux, mais il faut qu'ils pardonnent. Pour que le Cameroun avance, pour que nous avançons tous, ce n'est que le pardon. L'homme anglophone ne sait pas vivre avec toi avec deux cœurs. Il n'a pas deux cœurs. savent pardonner même quand je parle du pardon.
And I just want to add to us, as we are finding our strength, culture, and identity. If you look at the Nubian culture in antiquity, it was the same thing. Our ancestors were brave and strong men, warriors. We had even women that were warriors. But they negotiated and had peace with their neighbors. This is a culture that we brought with us. Violence has never really been our way, but we are strong, and if you want violence, you are going to see violence that never stops. This blood, that is what we came down with. That is you, Tikar man. But we will go for peace. But if you want war, you will see war. Real war. But let's fight the right cause. Let's pick up a cause that reflects us and not a colonial master.
Parce que tu vas le blesser, faire des choses jusqu'à... Mais il va toujours pardonner. Ils savent pardonner. Dieu a mis le pardon dans leur cœur. Tu vas le trahir, il va pardonner. Tu vas le manipuler, il va pardonner. Tu vas le voler, mais il va pardonner. Tu vas tout faire, il va pardonner. Il ne parle pas. Je suis parti à Boya. Je suis parti à Limé. Je n'ai pas encore fait Boya. Je suis parti à Limé. Quand tu arrives là-bas, déjà même les gens marchent avec l'anglophone. L'anglophone marche. La poubelle, on ne jette pas partout. La ville est propre. Ils ont une éducation là-bas où tu ne peux pas voir un enfant porter un truc jeté comme ça en route, ce qu'on fait ici chez nous. Moi, je pense que c'est notre système éducatif des francophones qui avons... Ça a gâté le Cameroun carrément, ça a gâté des gens. Système éducatif, là, ça revoit. Prenez un exemple, lorsque vous avez deux enfants à la maison, un anglophone et un francophone, celui qui fait session anglophone, celui qui fait session francophone. Il y a deux différences. Ils sont différents, carrément différents. Et c'était ma première fois de monter dans un bus quand je partais à Bamenda, de monter dans un bus. Et quand le pasteur entre, il s'excuse. I'm sorry. Je sais qu'il y a beaucoup de francophones, il y a beaucoup de gens qui parlent. Excusez-moi pour mon français déjà. Excusez-moi, mais je voudrais qu'on fasse une prière avant que des gens ne voyagent. Il y a des musulmans parmi vous, il y a les chrétiens, il y a tout le monde. Moi, je suis chrétien, donc je vais prier comme les chrétiens. Parce qu'on croit en un seul Dieu. C'était beau. C'était beau. On ne trouve pas ça dans les agences des francophones. C'est plutôt biscuits, bonbons. On est en train de vendre les faux produits qui n'existent même pas.
That is what you are part of. Our people, if you listen to this video from the beginning to this point, there's only one thing he has mentioned about Southwest. Limbe, the clean streets, and how the people don't throw dirt on the road. Everything in this video is Bamenda, Northwest. You are the prime target. It got to a point where your own people that have gone to the Southwest and they're having a good time said it was 9 regions against Northwest Bamenda. Brenda Biya is probably crazy like us now. This is really what you are going through. Oh, Southwest people, Bamenda people are deceiving you. What? My people, if we don't wake up now, even if it's 10-story building, lands, farms, confuses you to think you will not return and defend your homeland. They will confiscate those things with time. Just wait. Let the new president emerge. Stay comfortable wherever you are, either in Yaoundé, Douala, or in the southwest. You cannot sneak like this forever. Your ancestors are calling you to rise up and defend your heritage, your homeland, where you come from. Comfort should be something that no one from the northwest should desire at this point. My number is on the screen there. Call. We are mobilizing. There is no way anyone from the Tikar land, northwest, Bamenda, Songkom, Bafut, Mankon, Bali, Batibo, Nkambe should be comfortable. Nchomba, Meta, Batu, Bafuchu. There is no way. Akum. No one should be comfortable. Comfort should be the least thing you seek for now. Wherever you find yourself around the world. When the village was being attacked, everybody came out. That is the blood in your veins. Even if we break up into small groups, but we don't run. I've said if everybody get their act together, I'll be down there with you. I will be down there with you.
Le Cameroun doit demander pardon au peuple anglophone. Le Cameroun doit demander pardon. On doit demander pardon. C'est vrai, il y a la guerre, les gens meurent, nos soldats meurent, nos frères meurent maintenant. Mais moi, je parle de Bamenda, je parle de la zone anglophone que j'ai connue avant la guerre.
They are willing to ask for forgiveness. I mean, I appreciate this brother. It's better to do something. I always say this. Better to do something than do nothing. It's better you do the wrong thing than do nothing. Right? If you listen to Issa Chiruma, Barrister Keremuna, or the presidential candidates, like, especially the Francophone presidential candidates, they are willing to have a conversation with the so-called separatists on their terms. I would discuss with you, but I already know what I want. For you, breaking away is not on the table. You leaving this nation, this colonial nation created by Britain, France, and Germany, right? Leaving this box or this chain that we all find ourselves confused, don't know how to help one another, don't understand one another, don't want to listen to one another. We will have a conversation, but leaving this box is not on the table. Let's talk now. So when you come into a conversation, you already have terms, you know what you want, and then you want us to talk. What do you want us to talk about? You don't have nothing to talk about. And we've never been this low. You don't have anything to negotiate with these guys. Just get out of our land, leave us alone. Leave Northwest alone. Go. You can merge with Southwest. We don't want that. Leave our land alone. The Southwest will decide for themselves. But leave our land alone. You've destroyed Bamenda. Just leave it. We'll build it. Just leave the place. Right? We'll take these dry bones and put flesh on it. That is what we want to do. We will take these dry bones. You've taken everything from us. You've taken our identity. You've taken our people. The coastal people took more than 200,000. We have been giving, but yet Bamenda still stands. We've given labor to every region in this country, yet we still have something. Now you come and inflict more pain on us. We have given everything. We have given it all. They said almost 80% of businesses owned in the Southwest are those coming from the northwest. This is us building other regions, but yet Bamenda was still thriving. We give. Go to Yaoundé, Douala, we are there, still giving till date. From slave rates, we gave. Northeast came, captured our people, we gave. We have been giving, yet we are still standing. Just leave us alone. Francophone people around the world, beg your people to get out of our land. All these soldiers, bees, whatever you call yourself, you're coming over to our land. Take responsibility for your actions, because at the end of the day, you will be responsible. That's why when the bullet penetrates you, it takes you down, right? It is not Biya. So when you are being sent by an authority that is violating a people's right, you have the moral duty to say no. You have the moral obligation to say no to a mission that is wrong. You have the moral obligation. We have given. Most of the Francophones we have in the Northwest are administrators. Very few people willfully migrate to live in the Northwest from many other parts of this country, because we are givers. We always, except they come for education. We give. We still give, educate their children. We have given everything. Northwest has given everything. Leave us alone. Leave us alone. Artists we have given. Politicians we have given. Blacksmiths we have given. Welders we have given. Builders we have given. A brother told me in the Southwest, 80% of the people working for him, the most hard working employees, are those from the Northwest. We are still giving. Good women, good children, good husbands, good wives. We have given everything. Everything. And you still pick up a gun, come into our region and take the lives of our men. Bamenda people, we have never been this low. Don't crawl on your knees anymore. Don't beg. You are a king. Stand up and put your head up. This is not time for us to negotiate by begging. Our ancestors are ashamed of us. Those words coming out of your lips, just leave them. Let's just, no. Francophone people, tell your people to leave us alone. Leave us alone. I think you've sucked everything out of us. I mean, you've milked us. Even corrupt people from among us, you've taken them and used them against us. Leave us alone. That's all. We just leave us. We'll figure out our way from here. We don't need your protection. We don't need your security. We don't need anything from you, because we know it's not genuine. You're not coming over to protect us. You know that.
Et les frères anglophones aussi, il faut que vous pardonnez. On n'y peut rien. On ne peut pas changer les soldats qui sont déjà morts. On ne peut pas changer les victimes que vous avez là-bas. Mais il faut que vous pardonnez. Que ce soit du côté de l'armée, que ce soit du côté de la population. Il faut que vous pardonnez. C'est le pardon qui peut nous sauver au Cameroun. C'est le pardon qui peut nous sauver. Vous êtes tellement bons à vivre. Vous êtes tellement bons à vivre. We are really sorry. We are really sorry. I don't know to speak English very well, but young Cameroonian people are very sorry about everything. Nous sommes désolés de tout ce qui se passe.
Why he is saying they are sorry? Ngongo is saying they are voting for Biya. They want Biya to remain in power. But these are young Cameroonians saying no. And somebody with their right senses, I see some people from the Southwest in many subdivisions saying they are going to vote for Biya. Our allegiance is to the CPDM party. And these are young people saying these things. My people, only us can allow evil to be bigger than good. Only us. But evil will never ever triumph over good. Good will always overcome evil. It's a matter of time.
Des victimes comme vous. Oui, ça va se dire un peu plus bas. Oui, les anglophones sont courageux plus que les francophones, tout ça. Non, la solution, c'est pas toujours la rébellion. Vous avez vu ce que la rébellion a causé là-bas chez vous. Puisque on vit dans un système qui n'écoute même pas quand vous rebellez. Donc, la rébellion n'est pas tellement la solution. C'est parce que nous, les francophones, on voit comment vous avez rebellé. On voit les solutions, les dégâts que ça apporte là-bas. Et vraiment, dans la zone francophone, je pense qu'ils ont peur. Ils n'ont pas envie que ce genre de choses se passent. Ce n'est pas la solution. La solution, c'est le pardon. Les Bamenda, les anglophones, comme vous appelez les Bamenda, c'est un peuple bien. C'est un peuple bien. C'est un peuple bien. Qui nous aime, hein? Qui nous aime franchement, nous les francophones. Mais comme on a l'esprit de malhonnêteté, l'esprit de ceci, cela, c'est comme ça qu'on profite au maximum. Parce que je te dis, tu vas trahir un anglophone, il va pardonner. Trahir. Et les femmes sont soumises. Les femmes anglophones, elles sont soumises. Il est seulement comme ça, un yorceau qui t'appelle Massa.
When they are saying Anglophone, they are really talking about Bamenda. Eh? When they are saying, when you hear Anglophone too much, it's really Bamenda. It's really you. Because he has been there. Some people carry a notion that, oh, President Biya has been deceived. Deceived? Is he a child? He's been deceived for 42 years. 42 years President Biya has been deceived, my brother. Isa Churuma was deceived as well, right? President Biya cannot visit Bamenda to see for himself for 42 years what has been going on. They are deceiving the president. Is he a puppet? Is he a child? Those who are making such utterances, I mean, be careful with those kind of words. If you can be deceived, you are not fit to lead the people. President Trump is old, we know. Things happen around this country. He goes over there to see what is going on. Stop making excuses for tyrants that have been placed to lead you, rule you, post-colonial nations, tribal people. These are tribal leaders. They come to power, they choose people from among their tribes and few loyal people from other tribes to add into the gang so that they can control those regions where they come from. That is the political structure here. And you say they are deceived. Deceived? How? They know what they are doing. This is what happened during the era of slavery and slave trade. It continued through colonialism and post-colonialism. It's the same thing. We are still in colonialism. I don't think we are over with that. Just that this time around is black people colonizing other black people. Marginalizing black people. And they will use one or two people from your area so that they can put you in check in that area. But all these individuals do not represent us. And I want to make it as clear as possible. Atanganji doesn't represent Northwest. Barrister Keremuna does not represent Northwest. They don't represent us. All those people you have chosen, they don't represent us. And our people don't listen to them. The only time they will listen to you is when you come around with the 5,000. And because of hunger, they do that. But from now moving forward, people do not engage in their bribes. Because you're eating your future and your children's future. And as you take that money and eat, whatever they do to you will work, including taking your life.
Mais il y a un truc que j'ai jamais compris chez les Anglo. Tout ce qu'ils font, c'est avec l'huile rouge. Les Bamenda, tout ce qu'on peut pas avec, Si le Cameroun pouvait redevenir le Cameroun qu'on rêve, les anglophones, c'est trop beau, c'est trop beau. C'est trop beau d'être avec un anglophone. Travailleur, bosseur, respectueux, pardonner, encore pardonner. Peu importe ce que tu lui fais, il va te pardonner 10 ans, 15 ans après, vous êtes toujours là. C'est pour cela.
Everything has ended. Colonialism has failed. North, the grass field, Bamenda and Northwest, that is our brothers. You see Francis Ngannou, how strong he is. That is a warrior from Nubia. If you do your DNA with that of the West region, you guys are brothers. Linguistics, phone, a colonial master's language is not what makes your brother. You see how strong that brother is from the West region. Warriors. The coastal people, Douala, Southwest, Kribi, that was a civilization. East Central, Yaoundé, these are the four distinct groups that make up Cameroon. Colonialism game is over. Go back to your various jurisdiction. It has failed, and that is the ultimate solution for genuine freedom. Can exist as neighbors, but that game here is over. Any other thing is manipulation. Any other thing here is going to be more games, more pain for generations to come. Any other game here is going to be that way. Southwest and Northwest is going to be another fight that will take a very long time to get over with. If you are not seeing it now, just look at the people's interaction. You will understand fast that this is a red line. If you fail to catch up right now, never ever say God did not send someone to caution you before you step your foot into your own greed and your children and you reap the consequence of your actions. Never blame God. You see, I'm sure there was probably someone during the era of this slave rates that cautioned our people of the way forward, and some people said, no, let's go on with this. Now today we are here. Colonialism. Now today we are trying to go with Ambazonia and remaining in Cameroon. I'm cautioning us today. Tomorrow, don't transfer the story to your children that you know God left you here. No. You repeat the story like, we were here, somebody came. God will never leave you alone. But we rejected his voice and continued. That is why we are here. And when we tell stories like that, our children will learn fast. Because the thing is, when people move from one generation to another, make mistakes, they don't tell their children that we are here because of our mistakes. They will say, no, because of this person. No, tell them that, oh, we did not listen. We skipped the message, we did not share it, we did not engage others, and that is why we are here today.